Christmas.
When we spread the magic,
the love,
The joy.
of knowing that there is hope for all mankind.
Feel the magic of Christmas.
let it into your hearts.
Merry Christmas from all of us at WEFM to all of you.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
And we are back with you for another segment of our Activated Morning, sponsored by Flow. And it is 7:45, so that means it's time for us to hear commentary from Lyf Compton. Good morning, Lyf.
Morning, Roleza. Morning.
Morning.
Was missing for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
How is everybody this morning? Nicole is there, right?
She is, yes.
Hello, Lyf. Hello.
Okay, nice. What is it? Diana is there too?
No, it's Maka and myself and Nicole.
Where is Diana?
She's on the 10 to 2 shift, but I think she's unwell. I think she's unwell, so yeah.
Listen, let me.
Oh, you unwell?
Well, yeah. So this Friday, right?
Yes, like.
Hold it today.
Just get out here. Okay. Well, since the 2 days that I wasn't on, there are a lot of things that happened. But one of the things that stuck out in my mind is very calling for the resignation of the chief medical officer because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I don't know how the president of the Public Service Union have so much power to be calling for the resignation of and the firing of people. There's a lot of concern about the president of the Public Service Union and the job that he does. His real job, not the president job. But we never hear nobody talk about it, right? I seriously don't know when. That's just absurd to me. I don't know how this person think that they have so much power to be doing that, right? He basically has been the president for a while, and under his leadership, they have never been able to negotiate anything that really benefits public servants with the government, because that organization has, over the years, turned into something just 100% political. So that was just a very late thing. The COVID-19 mandate came across not because of nothing any of us did. The World Health Organization like the World Health Organization, CARPA, and other organizations said that there was a serious issue and they had to do something to protect people. It was done worldwide. And as a result of civil society, we had a COVID-19 vaccine mandate, and we had some people refused to take the vaccine. Now, I never agreed. I thought it was a bit heavy and that people were dismissed for wanting to take the vaccine, right? Because when that came around, it kind of like changed my concept of what vaccines really were. Because growing up, you heard about a vaccine, right? You take a vaccine, and so you take a vaccine against something, and it's basically to stop you from catching the virus or whatever, right? This vaccine didn't work like that. You would take the vaccine and you would still catch COVID. They said they wanted to develop something called herd immunity, and I think that enough people took the vaccine that we could have let some that did not want to take it. We could have did something different. I never agreed with the way they were sent off, right? But the people who initiated that and came up with that, they weren't acting of their own. They were acting off advice from international health officials and experts in the field. So while I do not think that the people should have been sent home like how they were, being abandoned the job at work, I can't blame the professionals for wanting to have the COVID-19 vaccine mandate and putting it in place, because as I say, we are dealing with that global pandemic. From what we were seeing, the flu, as I like to call it, was killing millions of people. So it was a state of panic worldwide. But now, for you as a president of the public government to come and say, oh, need to fire the CMO, because the CMO did this and the CMO did that. That's just like, what level of power has this person received because the government changed? To be out in public, calling for people to be fired and resign the position. And I understand that several other comments warn me about other public servants. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird to me. And a lot of things are happening on social media that I find extremely weird for it, because we had the government losing 14 of their parliamentary seats. And thank God, now we have a new government. But yet still, there are people on social media seeking some sort of revenge against other people. And it's kind of weird to me. Okay, we all acknowledge that you don't support the USD or whatever. But to come now, having farm government to overwhelm and calling for people jobs to lose their jobs because of something they did that you did not like or whatever. What about if you have another change of government in the next 5, 10, 15 years and people start to call for your job again? It's going to be a different story, right? A lot of things just happen. A lot of things are happening, and I think that it's time enough that we move on. We in December of Christmas, I think it's time enough to we focus on Christmas and forget about calling for people ahead because of political affiliation and whatever. The first thing the NDP politicians started doing after the government change was called for cooperation and togetherness of people. And it has been acknowledged by several of the new government ministers that they need the help of the senior public servants and even some of the media of the public servants that are there for them to transition properly. And we can see a lot of the public servants, even people were saying that would not cooperate with the new government, they are cooperating. We see some that don't want to cooperate. You see it. The more professional ones who are serious about the job are cooperating and helping us smooth transition. But as my favorite word, we see some of the minions of the NDP trying to upset the apple cart and create a lot of dissent and speaking things that are basically very violent. While the politicians, as I said, are calling for togetherness and for people to, work and do their jobs. As Lord Major Philip already said that, there are people who don't want to work. They should just resign. But you also said that there are people who are helping the process and who, despite the political affiliations, are helping the government to transition properly. But then when you have other people, minions, coming on top of it about who should get fired and who should hold the position or whatever, it's just kind of like really annoying and not of helping to aid in a proper transition. People need to stop, and I hope that we don't really see it before. We don't really see politicians from no side calling out their men when they say something destructive or when they say something else. We don't really see it because, as I said, in the past, politics in the region, well, small in Eastern Canada, basically, politicians do not because of fear of losing the support of someone who might be on social media, a group of people on social media, they think that they're not supposed to speak. Instead of calling them out and telling them, rather just ignore it and let them. I wish we could reach politics where a type of politics where politicians start out their supporters and tell them, no, you can't be doing this because it's like, you know, upsetting things and start this forward. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's why I like to say it's kind of, like, I could understand, right? Because of the political climate that has been experienced in the 70s. I could say for the past 15 years or so, I could understand why some countries do not believe in free speech and why some countries want social media.
Well, no, we ain't going that far. We don't want to say go that far.
Well, no, sometimes even me need to stop. Sometimes even me need to stop talking, to be honest.
Yeah.
so I could see why countries do it. I could see it's very plain why some countries do it.
But
keep your opinion to yourself. You know what I mean?
But you see, okay, so I'm happy that you said that part, because what Boucher has done is that he has given his opinion, right? He is talking, but it doesn't mean that him talking or him, well, quote unquote, in a small sense, advocating means that anything is going to happen. So he is sharing his opinion, right? So it kind of come the same. I don't know who is going. I don't know who is going to. I guess because you're saying because of his position, right, as president, right? So I get that, right? But I mean, you can't just fire somebody just like that either, right? Without solid grounds. So in this case, who would take him seriously?
Let me tell you something, right? I done an article one time where I had interviewed several youngsters from Rose Place. A good group of them, a big group of them, and they were basically talking about their grievances and some issues they had or whatever. And a lot of the things that they were saying made 100% sense to me. 100% perfect sense. They were speaking from the ground, they were speaking from their situation, they were speaking about what they were going through, what they were experiencing, how they think it could be fixed, right? And these were youngsters who 14 and 21. I don't think anyone in it was older than that, right? And somebody saw what they were saying and totally dismissed it. Dismissed it totally. Oh, we don't want to hear from them. Them is some hooligans and them is this and them is that. And I was interested about 2 weeks after, Prime Minister at the time, Dr. Johnson, has come and pointed out some of the same things that these young people were talking about. And it was embraced.
Yeah.
So, I said that to say, you might say, he just voiced his opinion. But you can clearly see where the problem comes from. Sometimes it means something to some people. Where the information comes from. And sometimes it doesn't mean anything to the person where the information comes from.
Yeah.
It's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair enough. I get that.
Just voicing his opinion and whatever. But there are people who's going to log on to that opinion and create problems for the people or person that is being spoken about. We've seen it.
Yeah. Well,
people what you see when you have a forum.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be, I mean, by extension, the chief medical officer was in a bit of a, well, not in a bit, in plenty spotlights back in the times of COVID, but since then we have not seen her in the spotlight in that way. And I think that there are going to be persons, even from since then, who might have a particular issue, I don't want to say with her, but in what was executed in her position. The same way they felt about the former Minister of Health, the same way they felt about the former Minister of Education, right? But they were all just performing their duties in trying times, in unprecedented times. And I think, in a kind of way, as kind of two minds about saying this on here, the persons who probably needed to get their revenge got their revenge on the 27th of November. All right, so That's it.
But the thing is,
Move
right,
on.
we have to remember that the court has sided, and the court has sided with whatever people have sided with the government. You can't forget that part. So, according to what the opposition was, so the judges are also be fired. So they be fired from their jobs too. And then we gone to the Privy Council. It's gonna take several years before it really looked at that the Privy Council. But we wait to see what that is. So basically the court. And this is another problem I have with people accepting the putting up the court when they want, when they feel like it don't work so.
But life that always happens, whether it's in a case like this or something else. You hear people that say, why we justice? Right. So
but you know, nobody is talking about the court. We should fire the judge them to siding with the government and put them up the
Lyf, I could interrupt you for a second.
Yes, no problem.
Morning, darling. You see, I'll tell you this, right? Critical thinking is not taught in schools. Emotional intelligence is also not practiced as a way of doing things in general. And we make these things devoid from many of our even public engagement and activities. So we don't practice it, we don't listen. There are many things we do not practice that if we only go back to the basics, as we say, you know, when we talk about things, it will start inculcating new behaviors, but it's supposed to be collective. And it's also supposed to be practiced and repetitive over time. We hope that we possess it and that we use it and utilize it accordingly, but not everybody does. And that's the sad thing. And that's something that is almost, it's endemic, and it's almost the second pandemic in the world. Because you see people reacting and being so reactionary for no necessity. Because if we use that energy to solve, we will not be in the challenges that we're in. So I just had to throw that in there as a piece, a little bit of Vincey spice, if you don't mind this morning.
The thing is with COVID, that's what right now. I can't blame this government how they react to that. You just can't, right? But as I said, I don't think that the people that lost the jobs, I don't think it should have went like that. And what is interesting to that is not being mentioned by a lot of people who are pushing the COVID-19 mandate, because after a lot of the people went back to work, most of the people went back to work. Some did not go back. And then what is interesting now is that the government changed and it's going back now. So what was the purpose for staying away?
Yeah.
If I met, as I said, I spoke to several people that didn't go back. And most of them I spoke to, they went on to do different jobs that they say were making more money than they were in before they move away from the back. I spoke to several people like that. Most people went back. Some chose not to go back because they found better jobs, and some chose not to go back because of political reasons. No, the government changed to come back. So why didn't they go back all the time?
Political reasons.
What you were trying to prove? Exactly. But anyway, that's my contribution. Let's think about that. We have enough time.
Because you missed 2 days, that's why.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, have a good weekend, Lyf.
Yeah. Oh, Maka has a job too. I have a job for Maka.
You have a job for me?
Yeah. I want to find out if we get double up your bonus.
We're going to find out next week, don't worry.
Take care.
All right. Later, Lyf. Bye.
Ciao, bye.
Well, it's a reminder, the folks that we coming here with the kind compliments of Flow. All right?
You don't remind them. All right, so we are headed on out. Remember, in a few minutes, we should be conducting an interview with Mr. Pompey of the Inland Revenue Department. Time right now for Jade is 8:04, and our time check came through the compliments of New Haven Funeral Home.
Death is a fact.